The information we're about to give you is presented by a lawyer with the Paris Bar, Elodie VICTOR, who specialises in foreign and asylum law. In this video, I'm going to give you some advice on how to prepare for your hearing before the CNDA. You will soon find some more information on this topic in our next videos. Of course, this list of advice is not exhaustive, and we recommend you to review your individual situation with your lawyer. If OFPRA refuses your refugee claim, you can challenge the decision before the National Court of Asylum Law, called CNDA. It is a court of full litigation, which means that the court will examine the totality of your individual situation, your fears of persecution and serious harm on the date of its decision, regardless of the grounds for rejection of the OFPRA. The first part will be about what the judges expect of you at a hearing. The second part will deal with the different types of questions that the judges may ask you. Number 1, at the hearing, the judges who read your file will ask you questions. Your duty is to respond with your own words and convince them that what you say is true. You have to give very specific explanations about your history, your fears of persecutions, or serious harm. No one can speak for you, as only you have lived your story. Be natural, be yourself, and be precise. Advice number 2. Judges may ask you questions about things about you that are written in your file. You will have to answer directly to the judge with your own words, without referring to these documents or written statements that you have already sent to the court. It is important to respond with your words and expressions because it is a discussion with the judges. Piece of advice number 3. Make sure to take the original copies of the documents you have already copied to the CNDA if you have them. Piece of advice number 4. The judges have already read your initial accounts and interview report with the OFPRA protection officer. They know your case well. Listen carefully to the question and answer it with a lot of detail on what is important. You don't have to tell your whole story. Only provide information related to the specific question. The judges will ask you questions during the hearing that ask you to respond differently each time. The judges will ask you the same questions differently. Close-ended questions are questions where you must answer yes or no or give specific answers. Here is an example of a closed question. On what date were you attacked? You must give only the date of the attack, the day, the month, and the year, or at least some time precision. Don't give details about the attack because that's not the point. Open-ended questions are answers. You have to give details. Here is an example of a closed question. How did the attack go? Here you must give as much detail as possible on the course of the attack from the beginning of the attack to the end. Specify the location, the number of people present, the weapons used, the mistreatment, and how you were able to leave. It is important to provide all these elements because judges may think you're not telling the truth. When you're at the hearing, the judges want to hear your story and not that of another person, even though it may be similar to yours. Judges read reports on the situation in each country. They already know the general problem that has affected you personally. If your situation is different from what is written in the reports, you must explain why you or your family are escaping laws or traditions. For example, if judges ask you why you couldn't get your identity papers from the government in your country, you have to explain everything you've done or the attempts to get them, the questions you've been asked on purpose, so you can't have your papers. Conversely, judges may choose to ask you to give other examples of people who would have experienced the same problems as you in your village or region. You can explain whether it influenced your own decisions, such as your escape routes. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us. We are counting on you to share the video around you.